there's artists, because of streaming, there's artists who are doing really well, who we've probably never seen perform and will never see perform, but they're doing super, super well.
Hi, this is Punk Mbedzi, and welcome to Music and Other Stuff, where we talk about everything music related and other things that you need to know about music. A lot of people think that having a good song is all it takes to have a successful record and don't know that there's so much that goes into it. But like any other business, there's a lot of planning, a lot of effort that needs to be put in. And the music release process is no different. Today I'll be chatting to Mr. Yule Dlamini about the music release process and what aspiring artists should expect before they have a successful release. Just before we dive into some of the questions, just for people that are watching, can you just introduce yourself and what you do so that they are acquainted with you?
Cool. So I'm Yule Dlamini. I form part of the Sony Music Africa team. I'm the digital services manager. As a digital service manager, I oversee the team that handles the data and analytics for the artists, the CRM build, audience build, planning and strategy for paid media, social media, organic and paid, I guess, over all the digital platforms online, and also just the strategy around digital marketing. So all the stuff all go through my team, over those experience, And then on the side, I also have a blog which just focuses on pushing South African music. I saw a gap there and just South African music to the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've known you for some time now, but before we dive into, the checklist of what it entails, for the music release process, what are some of the mistakes that you've picked up, that aspiring artists do before they actually make the music, like some of the mistakes or some of the things they overlook, before they start making the music and eventually releasing it?
Before making is tricky. I can say in studio.
Yeah.
Once we're all in studio, we're both in studio right now, right?
Yeah.
Making music, song is hot, let's release next week. Whoa, wait, paperwork.
Yeah.
There's a paperwork in place. Do I have your correct artist name? Now I'm spelling it Punk and leaving it like that on the streaming platform.
Yeah.
Or I'm writing your full name on the streaming platform, right? And it's like, so is the paperwork in place? Do we know the splits? Even splitting the music, in terms of royalties, in terms of publishing, who wrote, who composed, who produced. Those are some of the things that happen in the back end, which don't always happen and need to happen for the next step to kick in. Also, is this a collaboration? So is this you and Punk? Or is this you featuring Punk? Or is this Punk featuring you?
Yeah.
Really important because it's a different conversation when it comes to releasing of the song.
Absolutely.
Then the presentation is different. Sometimes you could produce the entire thing and it just says you featuring Punk because I probably have a bigger brand than you. And leverage off my brand and you're going to leverage from my brand as well to grow your side and I'm going to grow my side. And these are things we discuss in studio, things that aren't discussed before the artist leaves. And then rollouts as well. Who's rolling out? Who's releasing? Are you releasing through your label or releasing through my label?
Sure.
Whose label do we trust more? In terms of marketing. So that's when I step in the picture. And those things aren't always discussed by artists. It just happens that the song is released and then posted. It's like, oh no, this happened. My name was spelled correctly. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, the artwork, I don't appear on the artwork. Paperwork. Don't underestimate paperwork. It's really, really important to get in. It at least builds the foundation of the song.
Yeah.
Because now the song becomes Song of the Year, gets sync deals, and now it's like I didn't get my fair split of money.
And there's clashes between the artists. We've seen it,
We've seen time and time again where so and so feels like I didn't get how much I was supposed to get paid.
Because there was never an agreement that was in place.
Or they weren't happy with the agreement.
Sure.
Could have been that. I felt like I should have earned more, but I was just rushing the song out.
Sure. And like when you're saying that, a lot of like these are like aspiring artists, and I can attest this for myself as well, when we hear terms like rollout plan and all these things, we think it's for like major artists or who are under major recording labels. They have this preconceived idea that it's only for them. How, like, is that an accurate thing, or is it something that all artists need to do, to ensure that they have a successful release? A rollout
Every
plan?
artist needs a release plan. Every artist, trying to think of, as we're recording this right now, one of the biggest songs we had like 2 weeks ago was Umlando.
Yeah.
That was strategically done by them, of him dancing like that. He knew what he was doing to get the song engraved. That was a release plan. That I'm going to do this type of content. That's going to pick up. People are going to pick up on it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works. It worked. That was well thought of. Another one is God Dembele, where the dance challenge was there. People knew the dance challenge before the song dropped. When the song dropped, everyone was doing the dance challenge. You think of the Trigger one that's also coming up really slowly as well.
Yeah.
Trigger dropped in December, and then they started doing this dance challenge on their own around 2 weeks ago as well, last week. These are all unknown songs at some point in time. We don't know these artists. We didn't know on a commercial level, on a overall level. We didn't know who the guy who did Umlando was. We didn't know who Chico was. Those who knew, but most people just didn't know who Chico was.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
Most people don't even know who DJ Carey is, but they know that song where people are busy sneezing and then it's like, what is this? But now they know the song now. And it's part of a release plan where that's so important to have a release plan there. The smallest of things, how we tease the song. Really key, how you tease the song, who's teasing the song. To a point where even the biggest of artists do some of the big stuff, the billboards. You see a billboard over there, you see that over there. But the smaller stuff as well, if you can do a flyer, if you can do the school activations.
Get your face out there, yeah.
And people can recognize the song. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And it's needed for everyone. Everyone needs it because there's so much music online out there. You see that DSPs always advertise one subscription.
Yeah.
60 million songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to listen to a song. I'm not going to listen to all 60 million songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what attracts me to your song is really, really important because out of 60 million songs, I'm going to go to
You need to stand out.
Yeah.
And like, as we're talking right now, you're mentioning a lot of stuff that is happening, on social media and all that. Now streaming. Yeah. We've seen how streaming has benefited a lot of artists globally, across the globe, I mean, now we're at a level where aspiring artists can now compete with majors, if I can say that, and even major labels have invested. You work at a major. They've invested so much in A&R because of where the music is going, globally. But with with the spike and the surge in the digital era, what are some of the challenges you've picked up and noticed from what we're seeing, with the growth of, streaming and all this music becoming so digital and consumed differently?
Challenges. It's really exciting though with streaming, that anyone can compete with anyone.
Yeah.
Even locally, we're seeing Buster 929 just out competing international guys where before we see international really doing well. So
yeah.
Then now you're seeing a Buster 929 just destroying on charts and it's like, wow, really, dude? And he's doing really, really well. But some of the challenges you start seeing things like, where's the music video? Because now the song is really, really hot.
Oh, yeah.
And now Buster's only got 2 music videos now. And you're like, you're dropping music videos back to back now. Okay. What else is there? People are hungry for more at this point.
Yeah.
But some of the challenges we've seen with streaming is now that anyone can play in the game at a high level, you start seeing that the bigger artists have stuff on lockdown at a better level. So in terms of paperwork, the song is ingested properly in the system. When you Shazam the song, it picks up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's ingested properly in the system. Where there's a whole team at a major that's doing all these things. I think we've also had a discussion with one of our friends where the song was on YouTube only. And the song was playing for a whole 2 years.
Yeah.
The song still plays and no one has that song. Those who have it. But it was ingested in the system, so he was probably earning royalties in the back end.
Yeah.
Because it was ingested in the system, even if the song was not released. It was monetized on YouTube.
Sure. That's crazy.
Whereas another artist that hasn't done those things of ingesting the music in the background, just tease the song out, sends it through the friends, now the song is streaming, not streaming, but it's being played everywhere. People Shazam the song, they can't find the song. Here's the song. This is a hot song on the streets. It's exclusive.
It's exclusive.
Whose royalties are those that are missing?
Sure.
That's a challenge right there for the audience because we want the song. And then eventually when the song comes out, you don't see the song. And you start seeing people on social media actually complain that the song dropped in Jan, dude. Why is it only appearing on this platform now? We heard the song in Jan.
Yeah, and they're tired of it because they're consuming so much music at a rapid rate.
Look at that gap of whatever, 6 months, 2 months. It's a lot of revenue that's been lost throughout that whole period of, we could have been earning. We could have been earning, this is your money that hasn't been earned here. And there's multiple things that happen in the background for it to get there.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things that the music is now being consumed at high rates, and everyone wants more music. Everyone's at home because of lockdown, and they're consuming this music really well. Is the music available is one of the things. You're teasing the music on the platform, but
where can people
now
get
people
it?
get it since like,
Yeah.
you know, they're performing the music. I'm Shazamming the song, but I can't get hold of the song. It's just that unshazammable thing. It's kind of like,
Yeah, it's holding a lot of things back.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it holds a lot of things back. And then our artists also understanding their data. And that's where we come in at labels, at majors, the way you see a song is hot in a territory where the artist has never been before. So I'm trying to think of a song that's hot in a territory where the artist has never been before. What song would it be? Like Gom.
Yeah.
The way Gom exploded over the country, and then into other markets, and then all over the world. You start wondering, did the Gom artists actually penetrate across all those countries and those cities where the songs were doing well?
Sure.
And that's just looking at the artist data in the background. They're not looking at it like that.
Yeah. And I think as you're speaking about like music being streamed and released, we have access to data. You know? So a lot of people just think like, all I need to do is just make a song that's hot on social media, you know, leak it in the streets, but not necessarily release it. You know, what are some of the dangers? Because I think a lot of people don't understand that, like, it's a bit risky to have a song that's viral. You know, everyone's doing a TikTok challenge on the song, but it's not released.
It's not released. Yeah.
So what are some of like the other dangers of having like songs that are like that?
Biggest one for me, I always think I just always think the lost revenue. I always think, yo, dude, this is your money that you're losing here.
Yeah.
But the other scary things are where publishing and copyright ownership kick in, where I release a song there and then you can duplicate the song on your side. You can hear the patterns and everything, and you can, as a producer, you're able to duplicate any song.
Yeah.
And now you're duplicating the song and uploading it on your platform with the same title.
Sure.
And now I'm like, that's my song. Wait, that's my song. And now I have to get publishing involved and label involved, and we have to prove that I made the song first. Here's the original composition of the song. This is when I tease the song.
Yeah.
All these things start kicking in. You've released the song. Now everyone thinks it's your song.
Yeah.
Now you're gigging on the side. I'm sorry. Now you're gigging on the side from that song. Now we have to say, but his profile has grown. He's been DJing with my song. You know?
Sad, man.
It is.
Sad.
It is. It's really sad. Sometimes you don't even know who's on the final product until the song is released. Where you tease the song and it's my vocals.
Sure.
And now you're running around the whole country.
Yeah.
And then the song's only released next month. It's like, oh, but you're featured on the song as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was featured on the song.
Sure.
Yeah. You just didn't hear me humming in the background, you know. It's scary. And then you wonder about the paperwork as well. Certain things, if the paperwork is not in place, the song can't be nominated at awards. Radio stations also can't play certain songs because there's no code.
Tracking data,
the code is not there.
Yeah.
You know, the publishing data is not, you know, they ask you, you're submitting your song.
Yeah,
all the
ISRC
details.
codes and all that, yeah.
That's for them to pay you.
Sure.
So they can't play the song.
Yeah, I think it's really important for artists, aspiring artists as well. Like, it doesn't matter which tier you fall under, but to invest in saying, this is the plan for my release. This is how I'm going to release the song, and these are the steps I'm going to go into, you know. But also you work for a major, and that you've seen a lot of different ways, you know, music is consumed, but also distributed as well. But you've also witnessed how, as a major, they empower artists. What are some of the ways that, you know, Sony Music empowers artists that maybe people are not even aware of, you know?
From, I think one of the ones we did last year or 2 years ago was when we launched the Cash Out app. You know, your royalty periods is always every 6 months or something, or your quarter's royalty period. On the Cash Out app, which is the artist portal, which shows you your streaming. So you see your streaming platforms are actually impact the most for you. So
Sure.
where are they streaming my music the most? Where are they consuming my music the most? Not just territory, but the platform itself.
So you can focus on that.
So you can focus on that. Not saying we should, because all platforms are important.
Yeah.
But you're seeing which platforms are paying me the most right now. So you can see actively that, let me push a lot more on digital. Let me push my music a lot more. And also how much you're earning for that platform. And then the beautiful part about the app was it had a cash out functionality where you could click cash out and you have your money in a week or 2 weeks.
Sure.
And I was just like, it's December, it's Jan. I need my money. I'm not going to wait for a quarter release. You know, those are one of the things they implemented. The other stuff was we've built teams across the whole world that if ever you're in a territory and you're signed to Sony, so if ever you're in the UK, you're in the UK for ADE, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And
you're signed to us. And you just, hey guys, I've got so-and-so here. Can I get into studio quickly? Yes, we've got a studio that side. We'll let you into studio. We'll call phone someone there. You'll do a PR run as well. They will just have to give them a heads up. But you can get into studio that side and work with an artist that side. We've seen certain artists take advantage of that, where they'd come down this side. Now you've got an artist recording in that studio, you know, got international and local artists recording in that studio. Because we have those relationships across all the territories where we just need to know that, hey, so-and-so is here, please treat them well. And they tell us, so-and-so is here, please treat them well as well. Please make sure they're catered for, taken there. We've seen our artists being taken to Lion Park.
Yeah.
You guys wonder who's taking them to Lion Park.
It's you guys.
Only someone there at Lion Park. It's the teams. The teams really communicate on that level where we reach out to the managers and the labels just to have the relationship with the artists.
Sure.
And also then the remixes kick in. The international, we've seen the international remixes coming from the other labels, from local labels as well. We've seen Gom being picked up and pushed by the UK labels, and it's like, oh, now you're seeing pianos. Now piano is the hot thing.
Very hot, yeah.
Across the globe.
Yeah.
And all the labels that are now pushing it. It's like, I was in a call and I was talking about like, in the US, there's those US guys, Insights guys, and they're talking about like, we see the I'm a piano thing coming, you know, we see the artists like Emma Fossils, Jazzy IQ, and we see all your artists popping up. And it's like, it's Jazik. But they seen the genre pop up. And of course, we've been telling about the genre pop up. And now it's like, okay, who are the artists? And they're Googling on their side.
All the representatives of the music, yeah.
And then also telling them, oh yeah, but look out for that. Also, respect that one genre is Amapiano, one genre is Afrobeats. Because remember, there was a whole point where it almost became Afro-piano.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, it just stayed apart. So we informed them and it's like, yo, this is Burna Boy, this is Davido, this is Wizkid.
And this is the music they do,
There's the music you're doing. This is MFR, this is Jazik, this is Major League DJs. This is the sound they're doing this side. You really try and differentiate the two of them, and just keep educating across. Because same thing they do with us with trap. Like, what's the difference between trap and normal hip hop?
Because you just hear the same thing. They're like, no. Yeah.
This is trap. These are raps, and you're like, huh?
No, I get you. Yeah.
But yeah, we try and take care of artists on a point of like human to human level.
It's amazing, man.
Just talk to us. I think I always say that to artists, just talk to us at the label, tell us what you need, tell us where the problems are, and we'll see what we can do, what's possible on our end as well. Because if you're happy, we're happy. I mean, if you're happy to create and if you're in a good environment, you create very well.
Yeah.
You create your best music.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just have this, I don't know where it comes from, this stigma of being afraid of the majors, like you're major, you know, but like from this chat, I'm just also from having conversations with you, I'm realizing that having a major has its benefits as well, you know, because it helps streamline and make everything formal. Yeah. You know, everything's taken care of.
Yeah, people are scared of majors. I know that. Sometimes I'm in a chat and we're meeting a whole new team and they're doing a whole YouTube thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, you guys took down our music. And you're like, it was probably because the system picked it up because it was monetized. The system picked it up before release. So the system picked it up as a leak. If you guys flagged it with us that you've got this song playing here, so Punk has done a mix there on the platform, and now he wants to upload this, the mix is now being taken down because of a certain song. Give us a heads up and we'll make sure that's cleared for you guys.
Sure.
And it's monetized. And you guys know us, you know where to find us. You know, you can come through and say, hey guys, this is the problem I'm having. We have a solution. We know what's going on. We've seen a couple of these cases before. it's never in a malicious way. It's a way to always protect your artists, to always make revenue.
And I think that's good, man.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take care of the artists, who will at the end of the day, you know? Yeah. So now jumping back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Jumping back to the music release process. What's the expected, because I know it differs, but there's a time frame in mind. What's the expected time frame, you know, to planning a music release? Because people just think, they don't even know, like there's pre-planning, there's so just break it down, like the music release process, you know.
It depends on what are you releasing and what are the objectives of the release. Are you releasing an EP, album, single, remixes package? Everything has its own planning.
Yeah.
If you're releasing a single, you could say 3 weeks minimum, because there's discussions that need to be had, there's photo shoots that need to be had, there's artworks that need to be had, needs to be created. So 3 weeks, it needs to be ingested in the system correctly, all the names appear correctly.
Yeah.
Are there lyrics? I know my people in lyrics. We don't have lyrics.
Yeah.
But are there lyrics? And those are all touch points that really matter.
Yeah.
It's like a checklist of, okay, this is here, this is here, this is here, this is here.
Yeah.
And that's just for a single. Is there a music video coming as well? We're going to discuss music videos after, or we're going to release the same time as a music video. I've seen singles being planned for a whole year, where there was an artist who teased a single on their Instagram.
A whole year?
February, yeah, dude. The artist teased it on February, and the song only came out around October.
Sure.
Yeah. Because it came with the music video, but it landed so well that the song is still being consumed right now.
So just the planning was proper, actually.
The planning needs to be proper. EP as well could be 2 months planning. What are the objectives of this? Are we taking this long term, or is this a short term thing for the fans? Just like a song just for the fans. Are we going to do a whole rollout until December? Is this project supposed to sustain me until December?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna also plan a bit more on that. You've got to add more days, got to add more into the planning process. Is this an album? Are there going to be singles from the album? How many singles are you also doing from this album? So 10 track album. Do you have 3 singles there at least that have to have their own push? So there has to be a single before it drops, the project drops, a single that will drop with the project, and a single post the project is dropped. And those are all little, it's one single there, one single there, one single there. Two of those singles will probably have a music video, but it will carry the projects across throughout the whole year, where you do see there's artists who just drop once a year and they're good.
Sure.
Other artists drop 3 singles a year and they're good.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that they've done pre-planning is 3 months before, or we knew about the song 2 months before and started the conversation then. There's other songs that just 2 weeks before and it's patch. It's never advised. You always want to build up long term that it gets familiar with the artist. There's an artist right now who's been teasing a single since last year, December, on YouTube Shorts. And they've been teasing it. And by the time it drops, people will be like, oh, I've heard the song somewhere.
Because everything is just so strategically planned, yeah.
It's finally about time. You finally dropped this, It's a month before, 2 months before. Just give yourself enough time to tease, perform the song. Let the audience know what song this is, As it's in the system, it's in the background, but you're teasing it there and there. It's ingested. So everything else is covered on the other side. So if it leaks, piracy will be there to pick it up. If it plays there on YouTube on its own, it's going to be monetized or taken down or whatever. Yeah. But the song's not out officially yet, so you're still building up to it. But 3 weeks minimum, though.
Okay. Yeah, I love the fact that it's, at the end of the day, there needs to be a plan and a strategy. It's not just wishful thinking and saying, I'm hoping like it just lands in the right ears. And I think that's, as artists, I can speak as an artist as well. That's where we struggle as well, because you're there in the studio, you hear the music, you're like, this is dope. But not realizing that there's processes that need to be followed, planning and, what's being ingested, on the radio. Like where's the country at, like as the music, with the sound and what you're pushing out there, because it needs to be received well as well. It's very rare to find music that is just like people don't even care what's being consumed. We just love this guy's music. It does happen, but it's very rare.
So as a fan of music as yourself, though, doesn't it suck sometimes where you hear a really good song, you're like, everyone needs to share the song, and it's a song that you really know would do well commercially, but just they don't have the support. There's no support structure.
I think it does, Sometimes you just, like you make the music, you're like, yo, if I had A, B, and C, you know, I know for a fact this would have been
how far could go.
It can stretch, you know, as opposed to me just posting it, post the artwork on a Thursday, and on a Friday morning I post the link and I'm done.
And
but like nowadays we're seeing a lot of more music being being consumed digitally. In your experience, are releases more successful nowadays as they're topping charts, or is everyone shifting towards, you know, the playlisting on the DSPs and all that? And should aspiring artists, what should they aim for? Because I know back in the day, everyone wanted to be like, if I just get on radio, I've made it. And which was good because that's where we were.
That's what we were consuming.
Yeah, that's what we were consuming heavily. But now things have changed. So, like, I also want aspiring artists as they're watching this to have a strategy as well, to be like, okay, maybe I should just go this route or this route, you know? Yeah.
You can't remove each touch point, because you also have to remember the country we're playing in as well. As much as I could say, because I come from the digital side, I'm like, digital, don't.
Yeah.
I have to remember that the country I'm in, we don't have that kind of digital infrastructure that everyone is there.
Yeah.
You know, and when you say everyone is there, like everyone is here. If so-and-so tweets, everyone is going to go listen to the song.
Sure. Yeah.
We have to respect the radio and TV. You know, there's songs where the song was doing okay on streaming, and then it became a theme song for a TV show, a drama series on TV that everyone consumes locally. Now the song's just shut up. Now the song's loved by everyone. Like, but the song's been out for a month, guys, and it was doing fairly okay. But now the song is like gold and platinum certified, and just like, wow.
Very interesting, yeah.
So we can't remove those different experiences people experience music, where I may not listen to or consume this platform, but I know the same song that's being played a lot on this platform.
Yeah.
Because I may have heard it at Groove, or I may have seen it on TikTok. You know, a lot of people are discovering music a lot of kids are discovering old and new music on TikTok.
Which is crazy.
This old song this is a really old song, dude. How do you know this song? And it's just, okay. And they're finding it on TikTok. And we both now, we're in a situation where there's kids who know the same songs as us. You're like, how do you both know the same song? You can't remove their touch points as well. You can't remove a touch point of streaming platforms. They also do a lot of work in terms of putting your music forward. Because they are pitched to, they have these discussions. They also see, one thing I appreciate about streaming platforms is that they listen to the audience. What the audience consumes, they pay attention to what the audience is consuming, where they will flag something and say, hey, this is something hot. You guys need to check this out. Even the TikTok. If you check on your TikTok on your phone, you get a random notification. So
this is what's happening.
Challenge.
Yeah, this is what's popular right now. Yeah.
You know, the guys are paying attention to everything. They're paying attention to what's happening on platform and out of platform, on other streaming platforms, on TV, on radio. They're paying attention to everything to see what's moving on the platform, what's going to move next on the platform. Same as streaming platforms. Same as radio and TV. You know, TV also pays attention when it comes to music videos.
Yeah.
Radio pays attention when it comes to music videos, when it comes to songs as well. Like, what's moving there in the top charts there? Okay, that's number one, that's number two. Do we have this here? Can we be supporting this? You know, and what's also coming up, what's bubbling under? Everyone is looking at the other platform and across all platforms to make sure that we're all in line and sync.
Yeah.
So as an artist, if all your people, if the space you want to play in is paying attention so much across, you need to make sure you're there across all, or a couple of them, and you're seen. Because all those spaces is where it's the power's in the audience.
Yeah.
The audience decides what is going to move forward. The listener decides that this is going to be a hot song, this is not going to be a hot song.
So do you think, like, as you're saying, like, do you think the climate affects your music release strategy? Like, what's being consumed? Like, right now, we know that in South Africa, Amapiano is the big and the hot, and it's spreading across the whole globe. But let's say there's an artist who loves Amapiano, but won't make Amapiano. Should their release process be affected by that? And should they be strategic and saying, okay, so-and-so in Amapiano is releasing now, so I shouldn't release or anything? Does it affect their music release planning as well?
It's up to the artist at the end of the day if it's not a genre you don't want to do, who's gonna force you to do it? You can't be forced to do a genre you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You just have to be the genre you want to do. We need to understand your audience and you around that period. So even right now, where we know the landscape is in SA, it's full amapiano, it's every day.
Yeah.
It's not the only genre that's been consumed though. If you look at, I'm trying to think, this whole month of Jan, we've had a lot of R&B and hip-hop projects drop from international. I think you've noticed there's hip-hop there, there's trap music there, R&B's drop. It's allowed them to drop. It's not as busy as before in terms of amapiano, in terms of December, dropping in December. And then we start seeing the other genres come back in. But you have to pick a period where I can play in this period.
Sure.
It's not as noisy and as loud. There's people at home, sitting at home, ready to consume. And I think like that's where festive season, I love festive season a lot. Because as much as there's all people consuming everything, all the dance music has been consumed, but there's a lot of people just at home, just on their phone.
Yeah.
December, Jan, there's a lot of people on their phone. And that's when it's perfect for me. Just like, if you're dropping now, you're going to see the people engaging with your content. You're going to see the people enjoying your music. And then if you can build an audience then and start growing with them throughout the whole year and releasing music throughout the whole year, you don't have to be forced to do a genre that you're not comfortable in.
Yeah.
Sometimes a genre might work really well, where we've seen artists go from one genre to another genre and they get to that other genre and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
This was home for you.
You're loved there.
You're loved there. And also you're more creative there.
Yeah.
You're more creative, you're more free to do whatever you do, but you're always welcome to try the other sound. We've got a lot of artists locally that have switched from one genre into piano.
Yeah.
Next thing, the guy's touring UK.
Yeah. And it's so interesting that you said like the season is very important to releasing music. I can't just have music until release in June.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen in June, And
also, is June, in terms of gigs, June is our winter. In terms of gigs, are you aiming for gigs when you're releasing in June? Are you aiming is your music tailored more for the person to sit at home and consume the music? So now you're releasing the heavy Afro-tech album there. It just needs...
And it needs giggings. You need to be out there, but you're sitting indoors.
Now I'm sitting indoors with earphones, just monobit earphones there that are not making me enjoy the music. Because we experience music differently.
Yeah.
Where another person might experience the music driving to an event or coming back from an event is also very important.
Yeah.
So the music I heard at the event, am I going to listen to it when I go back home? Or am I going to put on my own stuff?
That's so true, man. Yeah, because...
Now I'm switching it up.
Yeah. I hardly find myself listening to Afro-tech. Just sitting and say, I'm going to...
In a comfortable zone.
Yeah, in a comfortable zone. Yeah.
Because you need to be at a certain environment to consume it.
Yeah.
You need to be... The good sound system needs to be there,
Absolutely.
The presentation from the DJ, the effects. Now you're listening to it on your own. And maybe you enjoy it more when there's friends around you.
Absolutely.
That also matters. We experience music differently.
Yeah.
It's the experience of how it's really important. Whereas what you listen to, and the data will probably show in the back end. We know we do our Spotify Wrapped. And
and like,
Apple Music recap.
100 hours on this,
It's 100 hours you see my one. I thought this guy listens to piano only. Just sing R&B.
Yeah.
You're like, what? That exposes us as humans as, yes, we're busy pushing this there, but also in the background, we're also listening to this on our own free time. What are you listening to when you're working? Is it kum kum?
Yeah. So it's not only about the performance, it's about what they're doing at home as well. Sure.
Yeah, true. And the data always shows that there's artists, because of streaming, there's artists who are doing really well, who we've probably never seen perform and will never see perform, but they're doing super, super well because the people are streaming the music like that. I'm thinking of, have you ever seen Elaine perform?
Never.
But you know.
Yeah.
But you know.
Sure. That's very interesting, man. Yeah. And I think most artists, when coming to the music release process, they plan their music until the day of release. It's almost as if that's the milestone. That's the goal.
Friday.
Yeah, like I said, Friday.
Done.
This project is done. I'm washing my hands.
Yeah, if they don't listen, they don't listen.
Yeah, so in your experience, how has post-marketing and planning post the release been an important tool for the music release process?
I mean, gotta think about it. One of the platforms reported that there's 60,000 songs uploaded on their platform every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Yo.
60,000 songs. yeah, so I'm gonna come to your song on Friday. You gotta remind me maybe if I don't enjoy it on Friday, I might enjoy it again later on at a performance. I mean, remember performances were part of post-marketing. Music videos are part of post-marketing, you know. So what's gonna make me come back to the song? Me right now, it's one of the songs that I think of is like, for me, it's like Basses Koskos, where it dropped. I thought it was a good song. I listened to it for the period and I left. Then the music video dropped. Now it's stuck in my head. I'm just there. Now the other music video for Mapula dropped and now it's also stuck in my head. And just, you bring back the nostalgia feeling of, yo, this was a good song. Come back. You know, come back and enjoy the song. You just come back and enjoy the song again because you enjoyed it so much back then. Come back and enjoy it again. I will add it to my playlist. I'll listen to it. And then someone else is going to come with a new project. You know, we're going to get it to a phase again where we're going to find there's like 3 albums dropping every week. For a whole month. It's like, yo, next month there's another 3 albums. Sure. You're like, yo, what are you doing post? Because there's some good songs that have dropped historically in the past 2-3 years, which we've all enjoyed during the period. But there was no post marketing happening there, and we forgot about those songs. We just moved on. And then when you hear the song again, you're like, that was actually a good song, by the way.
It was actually a good song, I
just forgot about it. You know, that was actually a good song. That's when post-marketing kicks in because there's so much content that's being flooded everywhere and everyone is fighting for your attention.
In your screen time,
everyone wants your eyes and your ears on every platform, you know. It's not just the streaming platform that wants your attention. It's also the social media platform that wants your attention. Also, you got to also get your personal life in check and you got to make sure that you're good, you're working, you're driving. Everyone's just fighting for your attention. Radio, TV, newspapers, magazines. At what point in time, as an artist, are you like, oh, let me just remind them that I actually dropped a big song back then, you know. But just, you know, there was a good song that dropped. And here's some other interesting touch points on the song. I think one of like my favorite releases before I was in the music industry was like Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, where he had the album, he had the Good Friday rollout, where he dropped a track every week. And then he would go drop an album, which is different from the mixtape that he dropped there. And then the album rollouts included a whole 30, 45 minutes documentary thing that presents the music. So it's like a whole story, it's like a whole movie.
Yeah.
But each song is played in the movie in a well played way. And then on top of that, he is touring around the whole world. When we say world, we exclude Africa.
Obviously.
Because we know. He's touring, he's in France, he's in Paris, in same place, he's in London, he's in US, pushing this music for a whole month. He's touring and talking about this album and this visuals and the music and he's dressing up for us and everything. And when he performs, all the visuals are matching. I was like, wow, this is exciting, you know?
Yeah.
And this was after it dropped. Wow. It wasn't even before it dropped. It was after it dropped. It was like, so there's times I just go back to the visuals and just go, wow, these visuals were really amazing. And it just reminds me of that song, or the presentation. There's like albums that I know the album so well that if you play one song from that album, I'm going to think of the song that played before on the album.
And you want to play the whole album.
I got to play the whole album, man. The whole album's stuck in your head.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, man, that's amazing.
Especially when you come from compilation days.
Yeah.
You just, I know it follows the song. Now you got to go back and play that whole album because...
Do you think we'd go back to compilation, you know, with what's happening with music?
There is a huge consumption there for me. I consume a lot of DJ mixes and compilations in terms of like the flow of a project. And I think also it goes back to when we used to have albums that are packaged a certain way from beginning to end.
Yeah.
There was a whole presentation on the albums. The track listing can be a playlist, which you've seen. Playlists do that.
Yeah.
Some platforms allow crossfading. You've seen whether it's just another platform is crossfading, which is like a DJ at some point.
Yeah.
But there's a certain presentation that a DJ does and that you trust so and so to have done. You think about Deep House Lovers or Soul Candy Sessions or House Africa compilations. Those are certain presentation you trusted in them that these are the guys that pick the best music and they flow it the best. House Avenues, House Grooves, Fresh House Flavor. There's all these things where you trusted them to package it a certain way and then play them a certain way as well.
Yeah, because it has a personal touch. Yeah.
Had a personal touch, you know. Sometimes you'd hear a DJ playing effects over there and a compilation, like, wow, then that's new.
Yeah.
So it just has to be on the right platform, where you think of a platform like YouTube Music and YouTube. There are a lot of live performances on there, because we enjoy live performances, some of us.
Yeah.
Some of us just really love watching live performances. You know, I love listening to the song, but you know how the artist presents the song in a live setting. You know, when I'm trying to think, you know, when I think also Julian Gomes, where he would how he plays Love Song 28. I think we've spoken about this before. How he plays Love Song 28 for me is the best.
Yeah.
Even though it's his song, where he enters with the reprise. There is no Love Song 28 reprise officially out.
It's his only,
his. You know, he has a reprise, and then goes into the tempo, and then the beat comes in, and then the vocals come in with this hollow effect. And now you think of it in a compilation. Imagine hearing that in a compilation, and then also hearing the DJ mix or a live performance. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that I just sit there, I'm just listening to live mixes only and compilations only.
Sure.
Like, a lot of the music I listen to and discover are because of compilations and DJ mixes, and whatever DJ mix it is. It can be anyone, as long as it's there and they're like mixing up new music, old music, unheard music. I'm there just to listen, because it also helps discover another artist that we would have never discovered before.
100%.
You know, like a playlist, it helps you discover another artist you've never discovered before. It's just how is it presented in terms of beat structure. And who's the person behind it as well. And sonically, does it make sense? Is it packaged in a way that is entertaining for me?
Yeah.
Whatever. In my listening environments, is it entertaining on that level for me to consume at a nice rate? It's like, I'm enjoying this.
That's amazing, man.
I'm enjoying this, yeah.
I think a lot of people right now, like, from this conversation can just have a bit of more insight into, you know, the little details that go into the music release process. It's not just making the music and you're done and you're like, shop. You know, I for one, like, having chats with you, know that if you execute something well, you know, you will reap the benefits of it, you know. And thank you so much for joining me today. I think this was a very insightful chat. Hopefully people just pick out the nuggets that is helpful for them and plan more.
And paperwork, agreements. Those small little things actually matter in terms of release, where your name appears properly. If your name appears properly on the platform and you're featured on that song, and people are like, who's Punk? Now they're clicking there and now they're seeing your music. But now if your name's not appearing properly on the platform,
or it's another person with the same name, you know, because that happens as well.
And now they're like, what's it doing? You know, it's your presentation. It's your presentation over there. And then planning as well, you know, you're presenting something to people. You know, as a chef. You know, the chefs, you know, the food is always presented to you in such a manner that you're like, this looks yummy. The presentation is so important that also because we're visual, you know, I remember how Soul Candy used to package its albums back then, the dance music albums, you know, with the nice, the Harold Salco Sunset Sessions, you know, those nice animated covers, and you're just like, oh, gotta listen to this. Sometimes it just takes that small thing of really good artwork. Will just excite you for an album, like, this is gonna be a good album. Just go in there excited because the artwork is that good. And it's like, wow. What happens after happens after. But
I can't wait for this drop.
You got me. So those little things, and having the right team as well. If you can't do it, I think being honest with yourself as well, just having the correct team, looking out for a team, reaching out to a team really matters. If you think, I don't want to work with a major, okay, sharp. You don't want to work with a major. Have the right team around you. You know, just people understand what needs to be done. And everything that needs to be done in that whole release plan process and post-release. Are they having the correct conversations? Are they going to radio? Are they going to DSPs? Are they going to TV? Are they going to newspapers? It's a lot of work. You're not expected to do everything alone as an artist. Even I sit as one part of a bigger team at Sony. I don't do everything on my own as well. There's a whole team underneath me. There's a whole team next to me. There's a whole team above me. That makes sure that everything, for the smallest of artists you can think of to the biggest of artists, everyone has a proper release. Everyone has a proper release. It doesn't matter who it is, whether they're getting 30 billboards across South Africa or they're getting
But there's a plan.
There's a plan. And it's not just one person involved in this plan. There's a whole team. Sony, there's a whole team involved in making sure that we present you the best way we can to the audience. Globally, locally, nationally, continentally, we're presenting you the best way possible for you to win. So yeah, that's a thing. Just think about it like that. Like, it's your brand, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, the music is going to be good, but apart from the music being good, you just need to make sure it's packaged and presented at a global level.
Yeah.
At a level that a Beyonce sees it. You know, when Beyonce
Wants to
sees
click.
Makossa,
Yeah.
when Beyonce sees Rich Muniz, you know, it's just
Yeah.
it's exciting when they see your music. Because they are listening to your music. We know that. We know they're listening to our music. We've seen them consuming piano. We've seen them consuming Gom. But now is the packaging there? Is it mixed and mastered correctly? Where they're listening on their system and, you know, is it mixed and mastered in 360 RA, Dolby Atmos, or in lossless? Are you presenting your music in a way that you're proud of? Like, I'm proud of this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I want everyone in the world to hear this.
Sure.
And I'm going to make sure everyone in the world hears this no matter what. You know,
Sure.
I'm going to give it the best. Like a child, I'm going to give it the best of everything.
Yeah.
Until then I think just rethink how you're releasing the music. Don't just drop and just hope for the best and just say,
Maybe it will, yeah.
it will sell itself. No, man.
Yeah.
It's got to have pride in it. It's your music.
Absolutely.
It's a really good song.
Yeah.
It's usually a really, really good song. So yeah.
No, man. Thank you so much for joining me, man. And like I said, this was very insightful. And hopefully we'll have other conversations.
Yeah.
We'll go through the process of having another conversation. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Music and Other Stuff.